Polly's house stood alone, a silhouette against the bleeding dusk. Its windows' dark eyes watched the newcomer approach. The oak tree in the yard twisted, gnarled branches clawing at the sky. It was as if the house itself was a warning. Inside, dust motes danced in the stale air. Each room was shrouded in shadow, even as the sun dipped low. John, new to town, shivered. An unnatural chill settled over him. He placed his bag on the warped floorboards. They creaked in response. The realtor had called it rustic charm. John saw only decay, peeling wallpaper, stained glass, and the ever-present scent of damp earth. He tried to shake off the unease. He was home now, or as close as he'd get for a while. As night fell, the house seemed to come alive. A low hum resonated from the walls. The floorboards groaned under unseen weight. John lay awake, listening to the symphony of unsettling noises. His dreams were filled with whispering voices. Days turned into weeks. The strange occurrences continued. Objects moved, footsteps echoed in the dead of night. Whispers followed John from room to room. He started talking to himself, trying to rationalize the growing terror. He couldn't escape the feeling of being watched. A presence lingered just beyond his sight, a coldness that clung to him like a shroud. His reflection in the dusty mirror grew gaunt, haunted. One night John woke to a blood-curdling scream. It seemed to come from beneath the house. He grabbed a rusty lantern and crept towards the basement door. His hand trembled as he reached for the handle. The air grew thick, heavy with the stench of decay. John fought back the urge to flee. He had to know the source of the horrors that plagued him. He took a deep breath and descended into the darkness. The basement was a tomb. Cobwebs hung like macabre decorations. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth and something else. Something sickly, sweet. John held the lantern high, his heart pounding. Then he saw them. Skeletal figures, their eyes burning with a cold fire. They crawled from the dirt floor, reaching for him with decaying fingers. They were trapped, bound to the house by some unseen force. John stumbled back, dropping the lantern. The darkness swallowed him whole. He could hear their whispers now, clear as day. They spoke of pain, of anger, of a hunger that could never be satisfied. He was trapped in a nightmare. The dead were alive and they were hungry. John scrambled back, feeling cold, dead hands grasping at his ankles, his legs, his arms. Their touch sent a jolt of terror through him. John thrashed. He kicked. He screamed until his voice was hoarse. But the dead were relentless. They dragged him down deeper into the darkness. Their cold touch leached the warmth from his body. He was pulled beneath the floorboards into the cold, damp earth. The whispers grew louder, morphing into screams of rage and hunger. John closed his eyes, accepting his fate. Then, silence. He opened his eyes. He was back in his room. Moonlight streamed through the window. Had it all been a nightmare? John slowly got to his feet, his body aching, his mind numb. He glanced towards the door, a single skeletal hand reaching out from under the door. The whispers began anew. This time they were filled with a chilling promise. You are one of us now. Please like and subscribe. I will be forever grateful.